Imagine you are in the United States in the 19th century. You are a common man making just enough money as a worker to feed your family. There are some people walking down the street wearing black suits and top hats carrying canes. These people are at the top of their society, known as robber barons, the captains of industry. As the Industrial Revolution took place, inventions boosted the economy to a new level. Eventually, some entrepreneurs reaped in huge profits. Those that controlled successful businesses ended up being the first millionaires of their day. While some ran their companies with honor and honesty, there are others that became corrupt with greed. The moral stature of the United States began to fall short. To maintain their dominance in the economic world, several tycoons developed tactics that promised greater profits. Vertical integration involved combining into one organization all phases of manufacturing to improve efficiency by making supplies more reliable, controlling the quality of product at all stages of the production, and eliminating middlemen's fees. Horizontal integration involved allying with competitors to monopolize a given market. Some sold inflated stocks for more than what they were worth. Many robber barons believed that as long as they had the money, they were above everything else, including the law. They bribed judges and legislature, employed corrupted lobbyists, and elected their own men to high office. As manipulators of a huge natural monopoly, they exercised more control over the lives of more people than did the President of the United States, and their terms were not limited to 4 years. Most defenders of wide-open capitalism relied on the survival of the fittest theories of Charles Darwin. Self-justification by wealthy involved the contempt for the poor. While the rich acquired their wealth from scratch, it was said that the poor were too lazy to work for such rewards. Some feared and hated the super-rich because they thought that the rich corrupted the legislature, but rather more feared the super-rich not because they corrupted politics, but because they had power. Masses of people tried to control the business moguls. The Interstate Commerce Act of 1887 prohibited rebates and pools and required the railroads to publish the rates openly, and also forbade unfair discrimination against shippers and outlawed charging more for a short haul than for a long one over the same line. It set up the Interstate Commerce Commission, or ICC, to administer and enforce the new legislation. The Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890 forbade combinations and restraint of trade without any distinction between good trusts and bad trusts. These laws proved ineffective due to loopholes, but they did provide orderly conduct. It was not until 1914 when the paper laws of the Sherman Act became more explicit. Until then, there was some question whether the government would control trusts or the trusts would control the government. Private greed was henceforth required to be subordinate of public need. Despite rule by the wealthy and deepening class divisions, the captains of industry provided material progress. The jump in wealth of the founders of these lines of business was intimately tied up with the creation of a thick, well-functioning market for industrial securities. With all of the political influence, the channeling of wealth, even with large government contributions to build large companies, was still a near-run deal. The robber barons were the pioneers of the Industrial Revolution of America, and whether they were really robbers or barons is up to you to decide.